Would that bring memories of childhood? Our first song. Welcome, everyone. If you didn't already hear, welcome, welcome, welcome. As we gather to celebrate our spiritual journey together, a journey of love. And we light the Christ candle. Yeah. Oh. We light that candle to symbolize the Spirit that expressed through Jesus of Nazareth. That same Spirit is in us. Amen. And so now we take our opening affirmation, correct? Because I didn't put a program up here, did I? The order of service is ingrained in my memory.
You want mine?
No, that's for you. It's up, probably up here underneath those things. So it starts with we are. We are together. We are a radiating center of divine love, mighty to attract our good and to radiate good to others. And say it silently in your heart. Amen. Now we have Craig as our platform assistant today. And here's the daily word. A new one I've never seen before.
Never seen this one before.
No.
All right. Morning, everybody. Morning.
Morning.
And up there. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. Looks like a category is divine feminine. I bless the divine feminine in myself and in all others. This is the opening part of the daily word. Today is International Women's Day.
Woohoo!
Women's Day, a time to celebrate women's achievements across societies and culture. It is also a time to celebrate the divine feminine, which blesses all people. When I honor the divine feminine, I am recognizing God as love, compassion, and understanding, aspects that are present in everyone. The world is blessed by the contributions of those who embody the divine feminine in their words and actions. From the steeliness of protection to the softness of comfort and nurturance. I give thanks for the girls and women in my life as I lift up and celebrate the divine feminine in its many expressions. I affirm the divine feminine awakens and expands in my heart and blesses and prospers all life. And from Proverbs, give a share in the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the city gates. Proverbs 31:31. Daily word for Sunday, March 8th, 2026.
Thank you. Take it away early.
All right, I'll let the choir go.
As we open our books.
Number 257, an oldie, 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 new words. Rock of ages, truth divine, strong foundation ever find, safe, secure, I here remain, in the peace truth divine.
Did you know we had that? Rock of Ages rewritten to metaphysical words. So, anybody have something to share with us about their recent life experiences, your journey? Oh, well, I have something to share. What Becky told me on the phone last night, that her daughter, Aurora, who's going to have her 10th birthday in April, she's so she and Becky have an ongoing conversation about how the patriarchy that has governed our civilization is now being transformed. Becky and Aurora says, the patriarchy wants us to be afraid of death, but there is no death. Gulp. Wow. Okay. So, what else? Jan, tell us about the chili cook-off. You want to tell us? I've been doing research into our outlets of can we?
I don't know when it is or
Oh.
what's going on.
Okay, so in place of our potluck the last Sunday of March, we're doing a chili cook-off. It's also Palm Sunday. And we have the electrical power to have enough outlets to plug in, I'd say maybe 6 to 8, crock pots. Is that right? I consulted with Autumn and Dave on that. That's the only thing. So if you are going to bring a dish, I'd like you to sign a sheet of paper that I haven't yet created. So we know who's, we haven't usually signed up in the past, but it wouldn't hurt, would it? No, if you're planning to bring a chili for the contest, the way we do it, is we just put a number on each of the chili dishes and people vote for the number of their top 3 favorites. And then we count up the numbers and whoever's name corresponds to that number wins the prize, which is an all expenses paid vacation to the Bahamas. I always get a laugh on that one.
Well, the beach down the street.
You win the golden ladle for a year, yeah. And then that is Palm Sunday, the last Sunday in March. I mean, it's just all these dates are looming up. We have such a fun time to celebrate with it. Because next Sunday is March 15th, the big day, which is what? Charles's birthday. Charles's birthday. And the Academy Awards. And I gotta say, there are a lot of movies this year that are very, timely, that have very profound messages about our humanity. So I think it's really an interesting time in the cinematic world. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to miss that. So then comes along Palm Sunday, the last Sunday of the month. And our topic for that Sunday is holding the space, which is exactly what Palm Sunday is for, is to hold the space, to welcome in this miracle of resurrection. And then on Friday of that week, it's April 3rd at 7 o'clock. There will be a Good Friday service led by Jeannie. And Dave, are you leading it together? And they have a communion service planned and a candle service. We have special candle lights that you can hold. They're little sticks that are LEDs. So we're excited that it's going to be a very fulfilling and meaningfully poignant time of ritual and devotion. So thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And then Easter Sunday is April 5th. I think Easter, I've always said Easter is my favorite holiday because it has the highest vibration. And I have a little article about Easter on the back of your program folder, if you look. Then the choir is starting to practice the songs for the final concert in May, the spring concert. and that's gonna be May 17th. It's kind of early, because May has 5 Sundays, and the last Sunday is May 31st. And it's not even Memorial Day, because Memorial Day is the last Monday of May. So Memorial Day weekend is the weekend before that, a kind of early, May 24th. So we can't have our annual meeting, which is required of us, on Memorial Day weekend, so we have to have it May 17th. So we're having the choir concert May 17th and the annual membership meeting. And the board voted this week on our monthly board meeting to make the membership process more streamlined and simple, in that memberships are automatically renewed from March 15th of the current year to March 15th of the next year, so that they will be active in time to vote at the annual meeting, which the bylaws say you have to have been a member for 30 days before the meeting. So that gives you well in advance 60 days. And whatever status your membership is at, we will just extend it. And if you want to change it, if you want to cancel it, let us know. If you want to join, let us know. And I'll be reaching out to different folks to confirm if I have any, question about what their status, what they want to have as their status. But right now, we have 40 members confirmed. And that's just the right number, because we reduced the size of our board to 4 board members, which we can do if we have just under 50 members. So everything's in balance, everything's in order, and we're proceeding with confidence. Now, I have to tell you that I've mentioned this Great Lakes Conference before that I'm going to be a presenter at. It's not affiliated with any movement, with any organization, but it's led by 2 ladies who were ordained by the Coptics. And when you get ordained by the Coptics, you just go out and start your own ministry. So this is their ministry, and they have all these teachers who have metaphysical presentations. It's a 5-day long retreat at the college called, what's it called? Just south of Kalamazoo. I keep forgetting the name of it. It's something community college. Evergreen. It's not turning up here on the pages. Anyway, you can go for the whole program, or you can just go for certain presentations, and all the presenters are here. We have the booklets there if you want to look at one. But I don't know how I got into their lineup. They just contacted me a few months ago and said, your name was given to us to be a presenter. Would you do a workshop on breath work? So I'm doing a workshop on breath work, which I learned about through Dr. Michael Rice when I went to his retreat for a week. So, and then another workshop of your own choosing. And the workshop of my own choosing, does it sound like me? Non-adversarial paradigms.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it might be fun. I want to go because I want to meet all these other people who are doing these things. One is somebody who's doing Gazing at Hildegard of Bingen, mystical, visionary, and artist. Hildegard, a great mystic. And I Ching and the human body, 7 metal Tibetan singing bowls, the mystical labyrinth, all this metaphysical, what my family calls woo-woo topics. Okay, let's see. And we have we're cooking up some, events that people have suggested. Anything that you want to pull together and have as an event, I'm all in favor of. You get to be the chairperson of the committee to do it. So somebody made a suggestion of an event, and I forgot what it was. But anyway, we do have Edward working on a style show. It's not a fashion show. It's not to model fashions. It's to share your personal style in a fashion show kind of format. And we have to put that off a little bit since I'm going to be away for 4 weeks. But trying to bring it up at least before summer's over, we think it, yeah. And it's really going over well with the LGBT community. They like this conversation, you know, they feel honored. And then we're having, we've got a committee with Trish and Mary Valentine and Craig. Beth, tell me. And Dave. Creating a, you know, and opening a platform for people to share their views in a safe space. Do you want to say anything more about that? It's in the developmental stage. Yeah. So, Carolyn.
I just wanted to let everyone know that our dear Irene Vargo is now living at Seminole Shores. So she will be at the same place that Jim Keating is. However, Jim is still recuperating from surgery. I had the honor of being Irene's roommate for about 5 days when she was still in her mobile home before she moved in because she needed somebody 24/7. Anyway, and she is just as sparkling as ever, and really looking forward to her new life in Seminole Shores. But her room is hallway C, number 12. C12. And Jim's is in D, as in dog. So they're right next to each other, would be eating in the same dining room, but on different hallways. So go check her out, and she will enjoy the company. And if you get from the reception desk there, you can get a monthly thing of things that they have coming on. So it might be fun to make arrangements to go on a day when they're having somebody come in to do a concert or something.
Yeah, and I actually talked to Jim Keating day before yesterday, and I had called Tom Sickingham to return his call to me saying, it looks like Jim is fading. And so I called him back, and he put Jim on the phone, and he said, no, he's taken a turn for the better. He seems to be coming back and reviving. And so just keep Jim in your prayers, and thanking Tom, keep him in your prayers too for all he's done to support Jim. And all that all of us do to support each other. Staying with Irene for 5 days, my goodness, that's wonderful.
It was fun. We never stopped talking. So.
All right, I think it's time for our next song, which is what?
92.
Called
Let.
This is written by Viva January, right? And she was the founding minister of the Unity of Washington, D.C. back in the early 19th century, 1918 or something.
With thy
wonderful song. Okay. So, today's topic is the secret strength of positive thinking. Is there a secret to it? Yes. I'm not going to tell you till the end. There's a Unity minister named Gregory Geis who's distinguished himself by receiving numerous awards in the communities where he's ministered to develop food programs for disadvantaged people and community services reaching out. He grew up in Detroit, and he had polio as a child and was in an iron lung. And his grandmother, he tells the story, his grandmother stood outside the window of his hospital because she wasn't allowed in and prayed for him, and he made it through. He recovered with no neurological damage. And he's now the senior minister at Unity in Detroit, and he's just a lovely man. He was going through ministerial school before I went to ministerial school, but I was out in Kansas City living around the work, and you just can't help but love the man. He just radiates this compassion and interest in everybody. Gregory Geis. Just to say that when you say, "Hi, how are you?" he says, "I'm positive." And he says it with conviction, you know. Yeah, so that's about positivity. So now we talk about being positive. It's like, oh, don't be such a Pollyanna. Yeah, do be such a Pollyanna. Because if you've watched the movie closely, she actually transforms a whole community because of her little game that her father, who was a minister, what do you call those people who travel around? He was a missionary. Missionary. To play a game to, let's find out what there is to be glad about. Play the glad game. And so she did that with all these people she met, and the whole community just changed its attitude toward life because of her. And if you look at Walt Disney's the things that he did in his lifetime, he was determined to bring into the consciousness of the mainstream of America some very spiritual insights. Even Peter Pan, even Pinocchio, you know. And then we get to The Parent Trap, Pollyanna. I'll tell you, what's her name with the umbrella? Mary Poppins. You know, Mary Poppins is actually an allegory of an angelic presence that can take possession of you. And that's what Mary Poppins was. And I experienced that. The evidence of it is that whatever is needed is always in your purse, whether you know it or not. This happened to be, I was taking care of, when I came back from being away to go to Luray, Virginia to stay with kids whose mother was in jail. I came back and there was no jobs, and so I looked in a nanny agency, and I got booked to be a nanny, to meet with the grandmother of these girls. And the grandmother told me in a telephone interview, well, we're kind of an unusual family. I said, in what way? And she said, well, we study metaphysics. And I said, oh, well, what do you mean by metaphysics? And she said, well, have you ever heard of unity? Now, this was a black family, African American. And the mother was a recording artist, Crystal Waters. That's her real name. She is the great niece of Ethel Waters. And she had two daughters that she wanted somebody to come in and mother them when she had to go away on tour, but she never knew when she would have to go away. It depended on how her song hit the lineup. So why am I telling you this? I forgot.
Your nanny story.
Nanny.
Everything's in your purse.
Positive thing. Oh, everything's in your purse. Yeah. So I was picking the girls up at their private school that they got to go to when their mother hit it rich. And Morgan was published, she was very intellectual. She comes out of the office saying, does anybody have a formatted hard drive? A formatted disk, a formatted floppy disk. Now, it just so happened that I had a formatted floppy disk in my purse because several days before that, one of my friends had said, oh, I have this extra floppy disk here, you take it. And things like that were happening left and right. So I'm just saying that this positive thinking in the story of Pollyanna is a profound spiritual power that Disney brought to our attention through Pollyanna. You know, he got it really mainstream. How many of you have read the great book, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale? It put his name on the map. And that was actually, I think, if I do say so, a rather shallow treatment of positive thinking. But it was a real case that he made to shift from judging things as unfortunate, that's too bad, what a shame, I'm sorry, shifting to the glad game, basically, to seeing the positive side of things. Okay, so now, building up to make my case on the secret power of positive thinking. Positive energy is stronger than negative energy. Did you ever realize that? Love overcomes hate. We all know this. Now, if you will pull out of your program folder, pass me your program folder now. Okay. Anyway, okay. There is an insert, and the title of this chart is A Map of Consciousness. That's what they call it. See? You got one? Okay. And it was developed by Dr. David R. Hawkins, who kind of swept through the unity movement in the 90s. He wrote a book called Power versus Force, in which he said when you tune into the vibrational frequency of the higher levels of consciousness, you have power. And at the lower levels, you have to use force. That was what his book was about. And in that book was this chart. And there's actually more to it. There's more categories, but I didn't want to overwhelm you, but you can look it up yourself. One of the categories I left out was the concept of God in that level of consciousness. And at the highest level, enlightenment, I think it's very interesting to note that the concept of God is self. Is the understanding to say, I am God. All right. So if you just want to look over these things, I mean, there is just so much information in this little chart. And the lowest vibration that we can occupy is shame. I was thinking it would be guilt or fear, but it is shame. And he did this by doing muscle response testing. So, and then it goes up to higher and higher frequencies and more elevated emotions. And the place where we reside, the place where we want to hang out and spend our lives and spend our time and walk our walk with, is in these emotions of optimism, trust, understanding. All these positive emotions are available to all of us. We are not in any way in bondage to not getting there. We have access to these feelings, to these states of being. Look at that, the process that we use to experience our lives. With courage is empowerment. With neutrality is release. With willingness is intention. With acceptance is transcendence. With reason, abstraction. I spend a lot of time there. And abstractions. With love is revelation. With joy is transfiguration. With peace, illumination. We're always promoting, I like to say peace is a product that we sell here. It's our product. And then enlightenment. The emotion is ineffable. I had to look up, what does that word mean? Anybody know? Indescribable. It can't be spoken of in words. Yeah. So if you want to know more about David R. Hawkins, I will certainly, give you more information. And I apologize I didn't put his name on here. But he was real. He did guest appearances throughout the Unity movement about 15, 20 years ago. He's now deceased. He was quite advanced in years at that time. But he switched over from being a psychiatrist to being a writer of this kind of thing. I don't know what you call it. Metaphysics, consciousness, spirituality.
The woo-woos.
And his claim to fame, when I read up on him, what I found out was that when he was a practicing psychiatrist, he had offices in New York City. He had to have 3 buildings to house all of his patients. And his typical procedure with his patients was, and these were people who'd been in the back wards of insane asylums in Europe for decades. They were just completely mad. And he'd meet with them, and he'd spend 7-8 minutes talking with them, and they would be normal. And that was the power of his focus. I can imagine that he might have said something like, "So what do you want?" Clarifying, very clarifying. So he came to Unity. I'll just tell you an anecdote about my experience with him. He came to Unity School, Unity Village, and he was doing an afternoon presentation on which is true in evolution or creation. His answer was, evolution is creation, and creation is evolution. That was his answer. But during the break of the presentation at Unity School, I approached him to have a word with him. Now, he had a beautiful young wife who was like his guard, because, nobody can talk to him because he's too frail, actually. And he's too frail to be, leapt upon by admirers. But I came in very respectfully and quietly because I just wanted to tell him a little funny story about how Dr. George Lamsa, who translated the Bible, this man, David R. Hawkins, says that the Lamsa Bible has the highest degree of truth in it. And he advocates that Bible translation. So I wanted to tell him that Dr. Lamsa came to Unity Village to give them publishing rights to the Bible on the day that I was in Bible class as a ministerial student. And he was invited to come in and teach us students, but they had to spend about 4 or 5 days verifying that he was who he said he was, and that the Aramaic was actually the language of Jesus, because at that time, this was 1967 or 8, it wasn't even known that. And so after a few days, they said, "Okay, we accept your premise, and why don't you come in and teach our ministerial students?" So anyway, I just told him that. But when Dr. Hawkins looked into my eyes, the energy was so piercing that I felt lightheaded. I could have fallen over because his intensity was so sharp, so piercing. So that's the man who created this map, okay? And that is a testimony to how strong positive energies are. So positive thinking is actually looking for the good, which is actually seeing the Christ. You know, that's what we always teach people. Look for the Christ in other people. See them as the Christ. Don't see them as a limited version of what they're showing up as, but see the Christ in them. And we also know that what you look for, you draw forth. So as you see each person and treat them as the Christ, that's what you call forth from them. Seeing the Christ in people and in all of the manifest realm. I mean, the Christ, strictly speaking, if you go into the real esoteric teachings of metaphysics, that idea of the Christ, the light, the vibration of the divine is in everything. Okay, it's not just human beings. Okay, so seeing the Christ in people and in all of the manifest realm is a pathway to mystical consciousness. This is the path to liberation. This is the release from the human level to spiritual or ultimate reality awareness. Thinking positively translates to looking for the good in things equals looking for the Christ in things equals a shortcut pathway to spiritual consciousness, into that realm of the silence, into that realm of transcendence. You know, you can live your life as a mere mortal or the divine being that you truly are. And that is the secret of positive thinking. So now let's sing our song to get ready for our time of meditation, which is Love is a Magnet. And that's written by Unity folks too, Carl Frank Kaiser and Francis J. Gable.
Love is a magnet.
I love that song. That's one of our own Unity originals. I wanted to mention, and I keep skipping out of it though. Last week we had a picture on the front of our program folder of Unity Village with a car. What's it called? a Ferris wheel at the gateway to the village. Can't think of Ferris wheel all the time. Okay, so, and the subject was the right use of power. Well, that picture was supposed to suggest to you that if you wanted to use the power we have, we could manifest a Ferris wheel at the gateway to Unity Village if we wanted to. We could if we wanted to. That was what I was suggesting in the cover. And this week, the cover is, can I show it?
Yeah, of course.
Is the power of positive thinking. Well, does looking at a little sweet little child holding a little baby puppy melt your heart and make you think positively? That's my only point there. I just think that's such a heart-melting picture. Becky took that picture. They adopted a dog from the shelter right before Christmas 2 years ago, not realizing that the dog was going to give birth to 4 puppies in several days. And so when that happened, then the shelter helped them to take care of the puppies, but that's basically what they got for Christmas was a litter of puppies, and boy, Aurora was just,
Over the moon.
yeah, you can see. She loves animals anyway. Okay, so there. Well, so to take this time apart, this is our communion. It's spiritual communion. When we partake of the waters of eternal life, the bread of truth that sustains us through all circumstances, that's what we're doing in meditation. So let's take some good deep breaths and turn within now. Because we do affirm that we are ever one with the one. There is no separation. And we express that spirit in our thoughts, in our feelings, in our actions, in our words. And to channel that spirituality, to lift ourselves out of the mere mortal existence and sustain ourselves in that awareness. We now abide in the silence. For we do know that we are whole, mind, body, and soul. And for this we give thanks. Thank you, God. Amen. Thank you. I have the offering blessing.
Did I already give it to you?
No, here. It's here. Here it is. Under here.
All right. Now for our offering blessing. As we take our gifts in our hands to bless them with love, let us realize the power we have to direct the flow of abundance into the lives of people everywhere. We dedicate these gifts to the intention of Unity Spiritual Center to be a presence and influence for the highest good in the world. And so let us say our affirmation together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive.
I'll be there to sing a song. you choir, thank you flute, thank you piano. Oh. Thank you, everyone. You don't have to bring them up because I just realized last week that when we say our offering blessing, we actually dedicate the gifts too. So now all we have to do is give thanks for them. So we do thank everyone, and we thank the all for moving through us to generously share of our abundance, because this work is totally supported by love offerings. So thank you. So shall we circle up for the peace song?
Goodbye, everyone.